Hello, I'm Retro Jules. Welcome to World of Tanks on Xbox One. This is my American T-49 Tier 8 light tank, and this tank is a bit of an enigma. This tank doesn't really know what it is or what its purpose is. It's a light tank, so it's got the usual light tank traits. You've played the Bulldog to get to this, and as far as comparisons to the Bulldog are, is its chassis rotation is just a little bit slower, but the rest of the tank is much the same. The decision you'll make with this tank is what gun you're going to use. So you can currently see that it's fitted with the 90mm cannon. It's got a pretty awful penetration of 102, bearing in mind that the Chinese WZ has got nearly double that at 180, but it does a damage of 320 per shot. You're shooting high explosives, so you're not relying on penetration, you're going to do damage as the shell hits the other tanks, and hopefully get a bit of splash damage. The aiming time is good, the accuracy is okay, and actually this tank with this cannon just plays like a good light tank. And I equipped this with coated optics, a camo net and binoculars to give me my maximum view ranges and enable me to spot. So that is the 90mm cannon. So then what you get is this, which is a 152mm gun launcher. It's a kind of howitzer, but it doesn't launch as high as an howitzer. The arc of travel is a lot lower, but there is a delay in your shot hitting the target. And you look at this tank and you think, wow, this gun looks fantastic. It's got a penetration of 76. Again, that doesn't matter because you're firing, should I say, high explosive ammunition. So you just need to hit a tank. You're not going to penetrate, it's going to explode on impact. But the damage those shells can do can go up to a 910. So in theory, you could wipe out most tanks in a couple of hits. And what's even better about this gun is that the premium ammunition, which is heat, the high explosive anti-tank, is pretty much the same price as the standard ammunition, and it has a higher penetration, but you get absolutely no splash damage with it. And I found that actually all of the premium shots that I fired would just bounce off my targets. So here you are looking at this tank with this great big derp gun and thinking, oh, this tank's got to be awesome, but you've got to remember you're a light tank. Now you're only going to get 2.5 rounds per minute with this. It's got pretty much a 30-second reload, give or take. The aim time is 3.5 seconds, it takes forever, and the accuracy is 0.6. It's horrendous. So immediately you've got to start thinking about what you're going to equip this tank with to make this gun work. So you ditch everything you had for the 90mm gun and you stick in a rammer to get the load time down, vertical stabilizers to keep the reticule under control when you're moving and moving the turret, and ventilation to try and improve anything else that you can. So you've done that to make this gun effective, but now you're a light tank that can't see that far, can't hide under a camo net, and can't stick your binoculars on to see the enemy for spotting. So you think, okay, well I'll sit at the back of the map then and sort of try and be a sort of light tank destroyer. Well, you can't, because your gun is not accurate enough, and you will watch your missiles just fire off into the distance and not go anywhere near their target. So I've got some footage for you which is going to show both the 90mm gun and the 152mm gun launcher, and the footage for the 152mm gun launcher isn't great because basically I couldn't play this tank for toffee with that gun. but it will show you the difference between the two. Here we are on Dragon Ridge. God-awful map for a light tank. Not a map I even enjoy. I find most people end up playing the lines 7-0 and the other half of the map just doesn't get used, as it's not really that playable. But we're all in the same boat, or the same tank, excuse the phrase. And I'm in a light tank, so I need to sort of charge forward and spot. Not that you can do an awful lot of spotting on this map, because you haven't got any really open areas. You can see the tank's quite quick and nippy, it has got those bulldog traits, but you've got to watch that chassis rotation. It's 16 degrees per second slower, so you can't do the tight circling or cornering, so you just need to be wary of that. So I'm going to park up on this corner and just see if I can get anything coming up on the horizon. If you're lucky, you get the enemy going straight across and you can get shots in the side, and here you can see that slow 3-second aim time. Got a tank destroyer, and well, that's the end of that tank destroyer. We didn't even get a sniff of that. Super Pershing up on the horizon there. Something spotted us, I'm not sure what. So just backing up to get clear. Getting spotted again, so I'm thinking artillery are probably onto us. But I'm pretty safe here. They can't get me around this corner. So we got an IS and a Super Pershing supporting us now. And that was the artillery shot coming in, so they are onto us, but they can't hit us. And we've got a few heavies just round the corner from here. And there's not an awful lot I can do. I've got this great big gun, and I know if I stick my nose out it's going to take 3 seconds to aim, and I'm probably going to get boshed in one hit. So we've got a Tiger II, and there we go. Get a shot in the side, and we're quite happy with that. Now, I'm not really playing this as a light tank now, I'm almost playing this as a heavy. And I've got the gun of a heavy, but I haven't got the armour of a heavy. There we pop another shot in. Only did 300, bearing in mind it could do 900. That's a third of our health gone in one shot, and I think our tracks absorbed most of that anyway, so we were quite lucky.
Target locked.
No idea where that shot went at all. And you tend to auto-aim with this cannon too, because you know as soon as you actually go to aim again, it's going to take another 3 seconds, so you tend to just keep it there and let the reticle reduce and hope your shot goes in somewhere. So I'm just getting out of the way here because it's getting a little bit heated and I'm a little bit exposed and good for nothing really.
Fire on target.
Get one in the IS-3, that was a lovely shot, and well, there you go. You know, a light tank doesn't go up against heavies at this stage in the game. It's not going to work, but what do you do with this big gun? Do you wait to the end and mop up? That's the 152mm gun launcher. So now we're on the 90mm gun in the port, and we're going to be taking on the role now of what would normally be a normal light tank. So in the last footage you could see that didn't actually achieve an awful lot. We did get some shots in and we did a fair amount of damage, but we had to be pretty close to our enemy to do it. So I'm thinking with the 152mm gun launcher, if you can wait to the end of the game and do a little bit of mopping up and get in really, really close and sneak up on people, you'll probably do an awful lot of damage. However, I never managed to have a game like that, and in fact I actually ditched the gun launcher and I've gone back to the 90mm gun. So I kept the vertical stabilizers on it. I kept the rammer because it's going to cost me gold to get my money back. But I just added binoculars to give me some distance on my vision. So we'll just sit up on this ridge. We've got the bush in front of us for a little bit of protection as far as camouflage is concerned.
Enemies looking right at us.
Something spotted us and I don't know what. Don't think it was that light tank that I could see. And then, oh, what's he shooting at? Ah, was it that light tank there
Target locked.
that spotted me?
They've spotted us.
So I'm gonna zip into the wasteland, the Mad Max area, where I've got loads and loads of cover.
Taking the
This is a great area for a light tank because you can just keep popping up, popping shots, rolling back, and repeat. Roll, shoot, repeat. Over here.
Enemies looking right at us.
So a couple of light tanks over there. One's taking pop shots at us, so he knows we're here. It's a capture the base game. Encounter battle, which is right in the middle of the map. Artillery are onto us. And I'm just going to stay here. Let the game progress. And not take any chances. And that's another thing I found with the 152mm gun launcher, is the fact that because you could do such devastating damage, you would sometimes stick your neck out and do silly things to just try and get a shot in, and you either ended up dying or blasting off a shot that wasn't properly aimed and just watch it disappear into the horizon. This is the gun for me, the 90mm gun. I think if you're a light tank and you want to take a shot, you want that shot to hit or stand a damn good chance of hitting, and the gun launcher didn't do that for me. Even if it did look really, really good on the tank. So I'm waiting for this M103, and yeah, 52 damage, not great. His tracks absorbed that, but we're getting shots in. Tracked him. Yep, just got out of the way of that shot.
Reloading.
And that's all we're going to do at this stage. Just stay nice and safe. Again, this isn't a brilliant map for a light tank. The best maps for light tanks are those nice open fields and marshes where you can just zip around and light everything up. So our team are going in for the 103, so I'm not going to get a shot on him now. I was just waiting for him to appear one side of the building or the other, so I feel that it's pretty safe to just advance a little bit, keeping an eye on that medium in front of me, which is just the other side of the buildings. So I quite fancy my chances of hunting Artie. And yeah, know your map, Retro. You can't get through that. And no, you can't nudge them out of the way either. I found with this and the Bulldog, they can be a little bit twitchy to control. The Bulldog even more so. This is like a slightly tame Bulldog. It's kind of a Jack Russell, I suppose. So I'm Artie hunting. We've got the edge in this game. Only just, but we have. There's nothing out here, so I'm feeling quite brave. See if I can find Artie and do some damage. Now we've got a heavy just round to the right, which is being engaged by the tank destroyer. There he is.
Ready to fire on
Tiger prototype. So he hasn't got an awful lot of health. So I'm wondering whether it's worth popping round and having a shot. So I just have a peer around the corner, and yeah, he's waiting for me. And oh, here comes Artie.
Ready to fire on target.
Completely bollocksed his shot up, but we got a great shot in, and we got another shot in, and the Tiger P's onto us, and we get 2 tanks nice and quickly. If we had that gun launcher, we'd be waiting 26, 28 seconds between each of those shots, and we would have been annihilated. So at close quarters, you know, this cannon does do a nice bit of damage. It's a good gun. It's not massively accurate, but it does hit your targets most of the time. So kind of wondering where RT number 2 is. His mate. They're playing as a platoon. So his buddy's probably going, "Get him, will you, mate, because he just got me." Yeah, driving issues again. So where are you, Artie? There he is, hiding in a corner. Dreadful shot. It wasn't even, the reticle wasn't even on him. He gets a shot, and we one-shot the artillery. 3 tank kills. And I was lucky if I got 1 or 2 tank kills with the gun launcher. Certainly never got 3. And the 90mm cannon is the cannon for me on this tank. That's why I've gone back to it. When I got the gun launcher, I really couldn't get the XP up. I just wasn't progressing with the tank. Reverted back to the 90mm cannon, and I'm starting to get the XP and the results and the money. And that's that. So that is the American T-49. The cannon is a choice that only you can make, but for me, it's the 90mm. My name's Retro Jules. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Keep safe, keep tanking, and I'll see you soon.